from the broadcast center in Los Angeles, this is KCAL 9 News at 4. Live, local, late breaking.
A new fault line map gives opponents momentum in their fight against the development of a high-rise hotel in Hollywood. A state geologist revised older maps of the Hollywood fault zones, and the new map shows an earthquake fault could run underneath or near that controversial Hollywood Millennium skyscraper. KCAL 9's Randy Page spoke with a geologist who says more testing needs to be done.
The Capitol Records building that's come to symbolize Hollywood is also a signpost. It stands in the middle of an area designated by state geologists as being near or on top of an earthquake fault. And right next to it, developers would like to build 2 skyscrapers known as the Millennium Project. And today, state geologists released this map, which indicates the developer will have to study the land directly beneath the project to see if the skyscrapers would be built directly on top of an earthquake fault. State geologist Tim McCrink says buildings cannot be built directly on top of faults for this reason.
If the earthquake is caused by that fault and that fault ruptures under the structure, it could break the structure itself. So in that weakened state, the shaking from that same earthquake could shake it down, collapse it, and anybody in that collapsed building will have a pretty serious problem.
But Crink says anyone who wants to build within the area designated in yellow, which includes the Millennium Project, will have to do a site-specific study to make sure the earthquake fault doesn't run underneath. But he adds the actual fault is only about 50 feet wide. And while geologists are confident there is a fault somewhere within this yellow ribbon, the exact location of the fault won't be known without further examination.
There's a lot of wiggle room in there where we think it is. And there could be other fault splays and traces in there that we didn't recognize. And again, the only way you're going to find them is that site-specific investigation.
Today, opponents of the Millennium Project said these maps prove the project should not be built.
A Millennium would be an island of instability, danger, and peril to human life between these 2 faults.
But the developer of the Millennium Project released a statement which says it is confident more testing will further demonstrate no active faults exist on the site. In Hollywood, Randy Page, KCAL 9 News.